Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Josh and I'm the youth pastor at Grace Point Church. I wanted to put together a quick video so you know what's coming for the youth group year 2025-2026. For those of you who are new, this will be very helpful, a lot of good information. For those of you who've been around a while, maybe you don't need to watch the whole thing. You might want to skip ahead to your favorite parts or just jump to the fall calendar. That's fine with me. Do whatever you want to do. But I think this will be helpful information. I'm going to try to keep it short, but hopefully you'll enjoy it. Let's jump right in. The first thing I want to talk about is our Sunday night program, because this is kind of our main focus throughout the year. We meet almost every Sunday night throughout the school year from 6 to 8 o'clock. I'll tell you what a typical night looks like. So if you show up here around 6 o'clock, there's going to be students outside playing games, hanging out, talking. If the weather's bad, we're going to send everybody downstairs into the fellowship hall. Nice big space down there for us to hang out and play games. We specifically designed some time at the beginning and the end of the night for students to hang out and talk to one another and talk to their small group leaders and the other adults in the room. We feel like community is really important, and that's one way that we build it. Following that time, we usually all meet upstairs in the auditorium. We'll play a game, whether it's an all-play game where everybody's involved, or a game where we bring a few people up front, something fun to get people moving, get some things to talk about, maybe some conversations started, all of that stuff. After the game time, we usually jump into a time of worship, which is typically led by our student band. We're really excited about that team. We'll talk more about them later. And following our worship time, we have a short message. It's probably 20 to 30 minutes, depending on how much I have to say, how much I get interrupted. But usually it's practical, it's relevant, it's biblically based. We'll talk about some of the things we're going to be talking about a little bit later in the video. Following our message time, we go ahead and we break up into our groups. And if you're new, if you've not been a part of this, we typically break into groups by gender and grade. And we try to keep our groups together all the way up through graduation. So new 7th graders, new 7th grade girls, 7th grade guys, you're going to be broken up into groups, and you'll probably be with that group kind of all the way through your time here at youth group, with some exceptions. But generally we keep the same leader, keep the same group. We're just working through that together. Again, developing community, building relationships. I think it's really important. And then we end the night, like I said, with some more time to hang out. Sometimes people are right out of here at 8 o'clock. Sometimes things don't close down until well after 9. I'm here, so we'll hang out, we'll have some fun. Whenever you need to go home, we'll send you home. But it's a really good time, and it's our main part of our program. And we couldn't do our Sunday nights without our leaders. I want to introduce some of these people to you. Right below me, starting there, is Ty and Heather Bogart. Been around for a while, glad to have them. Next to them is Laura Lynn Pierce, glad to have her back. Jabez and Ashlyn Walker in the middle there. And then we've got some new faces, which are actually some recent graduates. So not completely new faces, but Ian and Poppy Casciardo have joined our team this year. Really excited about that. And then our friend Keenan is back. He's finished up his time at Word of Life, and he's going to be helping out with our student ministry. Excited to have him involved again. Then we've got Scott Durr in the top, finishing up that top row. Scott's been here forever. Glad to have him on the team still. Way below me, all the way at the bottom, are Dave and Elda Lemon. Glad to have them on our team. Next to them, we've got Brianna Van Wee. Her husband Dan's no longer helping, but Bree is still involved. In the middle there, we've got Dee Dee Kaysen. Glad to have her back and still involved. Next to her is Mike Elliott. Glad to have Mike. He's been a great addition to the team. Been around for a couple years now. Really glad to have him. And then you've got my family there on the bottom far corner away from me. That's me. My wife Faith is involved. Our oldest daughter Ellie is in our group. And then we've got our 2 other daughters, Chelsea and Ashley, and then a little baby that we're continuing to foster. Excited about having her as a part of our family. But that's our team. Love these people. They come out just about every Sunday night throughout the school year, and they invest a lot of time, not just here Sunday nights, but outside of Sunday nights, texting students, going to sporting events, concerts, that kind of stuff. So if you're a parent, you might want to find out who your kid's small group leader is and get their phone number and text and talk a little bit because they're going to want to get to know your kid and be a part of their life. And we're just partnering with you to continue to communicate what's important to you here at church. This is a young lady we support through Compassion International. Real quickly, we've been supporting her for, oh my goodness, coming up on 15 years probably. She graduated out of their main program, but is still part of the program with Compassion, so we will continue to sponsor her until she's kind of done. Let's talk about some of the things we'll be talking about on Sunday nights with students. I always like to start the year with a series on friendship and relationships. So this year we're going to talk about My Friend is Struggling With, and we know that students struggle with different kind of things like anxiety and depression, and things concerning their mental health. So we're going to talk about this from a biblical perspective, and then how we as followers of Jesus can help our friends who are struggling in those areas. Following that, like right before Halloween, we've got a one-off message called Monster and Me, which I wrote years ago, but we're going to revisit that because I think it's a really important message for us to understand why we do the things we don't want to do and how we can fight that monster inside of us. We'll also have a costume contest that night. We'll talk about it later. We've got our trunk or treat. The beginning of the year, in January, we're going to do a series called Let's Go, and it's going to be talking about answering God's call in our life. I think the beginning of the year is probably a good time to address that in students' lives. Like what is God wanting you to improve this year? How is God wanting you to change? What friendships and relationships does he want you to alter and augment? So we'll be talking about that from the perspective of some biblical characters who answered God's call. Then at Easter time, we're going to do a guided Easter experience. We've done these the last couple of years with Thanksgiving and one other one. I'm blanking right now, but this Easter experience should be a good time. It's a one night where we'll spend some time in different stations and going through some different things related to Easter. So really looking forward to that. And then this is something we'll be introducing to the students on the first night of youth group and referencing throughout the year. And it's the 9-month mission trip. And I know a lot of our students are homeschooled, but a lot of them are not. They're in public schools, they're in Christian schools. They're working, they're playing sports, whatever it might be. But we're going to talk about how God has placed us each in a mission field and the people that are around us that we can influence with the gospel of Jesus Christ. So we are going to be talking about that and kind of focusing on that throughout the year. On Sunday mornings, if you attend Grace Point Church, we don't specifically have anything for students, but we would love to see our students serving, focused on serving or attending the service. So one way or the other. We have a lot of guys and gals involved in the audio-visual stuff and greeting, making coffee, in the children's ministry. So there's all kinds of places where you can get plugged in on Sunday morning. So we'd love to see you do that, either getting plugged in serving or attending the service, so you can be with other adults, you can worship, you can learn from the teaching of God's Word. We think that's really important, so that's what we offer for students on Sundays. Here are some places where you can find us on the internet. We're kind of all over the place. We try to hit them all as much as we can. We try to post pretty regularly on X, Instagram, and Facebook. We have a parents group on Facebook. We'll talk about that in a minute. We do some videos on YouTube like this one. We do some 1-minute recaps. Try to do that almost every week. Doesn't always happen, but we like to put those out on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok. So we know students are on social media, so we want to be on there too and providing some good content for them. Parents, this is some stuff we try to do for you. I mentioned that Facebook parent group. Try to be active on there. Not super good about that either. We'll try to do better. You can help me. You can post on there, ask questions, that kind of stuff. We try to put emails out pretty frequently, pretty regularly, so you know the kinds of things we're teaching, the events that are coming up, all of that stuff. I try to communicate pretty well. I'm also very accessible. You'll have my cell phone, you'll have my email. Feel free to reach out at any reasonable hour to get a hold of me. And then we've been using the texting service from Glue, and that's been really successful. So if you see a text from this number, it's probably just me. You can text me back at that number, or you can text me back at my own number if you have a question that you just want to shoot straight to me. But that's useful, and I can get back to you through that service as well. So be on the lookout for those. Some quality of life things, we're going to continue to do digital permission forms. We've got the registration form. We'd love to have everybody fill out at the beginning of the year. Love to see like 100% completion on that if we could. And then when we do events, we're hoping to take online, card payments or whatever instead of handling cash. That's been a really great quality of life thing for me, not handling much cash or many checks or much cash. How about I say it that way? That's been really helpful. So if you're able, just pay on the registration form and kind of be done. Then things are all squared up. This is something I mentioned earlier, the worship team. We'll be having a meeting about that very soon in the near future. But this is one of our more exciting opportunities for our students to get involved and to use their gifts for their peers, to benefit their peers, for God ultimately, but to also benefit their peers and lead them in worship. So very excited about our team. We have some really good students coming back. But if you have any kind of abilities with an instrument or your voice, we'd love to have you be a part of the team. And here's our fall calendar. There's some things on there. We kick things off on Sunday night the 7th. On Sunday night the 14th, we'll be participating in our back to school bash with a bunch of other local churches at Cal Tab in Vestal. I'm delivering the message this year, so I'm really excited about that to kick things off for everybody. It's going to be a great night. Games, prizes, food, friends from all over. So make sure you're there for that. And you can see all the other stuff that's in there throughout October, November, December. We're looking at taking the 2 weeks kind of after Christmas off. If we get some pushback on that, or parents say, hey, we're already going to be gone on the 21st, we can adjust as we get closer, but that's the plan currently. You see some of that stuff in there: late night, costume night, trunk or treat, Reverb, which is our all-nighter that the students love to attend and invite friends to. Friendsgiving. Some of this stuff is happening on Sunday nights, so it's not necessarily separate things that we're doing, but we're really excited about the fall schedule, and we hope that you are too. That's all I have. Hopefully I kept it under 15 minutes, and hopefully it's some good information. We are very much looking forward to another year. Can't believe it's kicking off already. Summer was so short, but what makes that okay is that we get to start youth group again. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too. We'll see you soon. We're going to have a great year.